Hello guys, a video reference UEFA and Chelsea 2017-18 season, the 3-0 defeat in the Nou Camp and the total and utter abuse that our supporters took at the hands of the Barcelona Stewards. If you remember, they went absolutely ballistic, just hitting out at anybody, and Chelsea appealed to supporters to give over opinions, and I sent a detailed report. I was there in that particular stadium that particular night, and I see it firsthand what was going on. But it was also about the conditions of the stadium too, and the complete lack of understanding the fact that the bridge that you had to cross as you were going into the stadium was completely and utterly unsafe. Everything about it was just so piss poor. Well, UEFA have actually finally found Chelsea not guilty of any misdoings, what they call that we haven't fallen foul of any UEFA violations. Well, that's good. But incredibly, they've also found Barcelona not guilty too. And it's just unbelievable, and I'm really pleased that Chelsea are really taking this very, very seriously. Bruce Buck in particular, he's put a delegation together. They're not happy about this Chelsea, and they're going to take this to UEFA. Now, how can UEFA find Barcelona not guilty? I mean, they do it time and time again, we all know that. But seriously, that night was appalling. It was all appalling. I mean, outside the stadium, a lot of our supporters got ambushed and were pelted with golf balls, and the Spanish police knew all about that. Let's have it right, you don't have 200 Barca ultras just allowed down the road there, especially when you're veering towards where the Chelsea fans are. Because if anyone of you guys out there have ever been to the Nou Camp, what happens is as you get closer to the stadium, you go off to the left and you go down like a little side street which takes you into the away section. And I mean, it's appalling actually. If we ever get Barcelona again, I certainly won't be doing that. It's the worst view ever. Literally watching the game behind perspex screens up in the gods. You feel completely isolated, not even part of the event. To be fair, it's awful. You can't even make any noise. It's freezing cold up there. Most of the area was taped off, and it was just like rubble and old seats, and just absolutely appalling. But they had this rickety type bridge, like that you had to get up on to go over, just to get that up and over onto the stadium concourse, and then obviously walk all the way around. But it was, once you were on that, it was so unsafe. It was like wobbling about and just really, really awful. In fact, I remember the time when I put videos out and I had Arsenal supporters that were writing to me saying that they'd actually written to their own club and UEFA with regards to that particular bridge, because they experienced that particular situation too. But it was more so the way the stewards lost. I mean, normally you get the police that, you know, using the batons, but this was Barcelona stewards just whacking out willy-nilly at Chelsea fans. And I'll tell you what happened there, they lost completely out of control, because at 3-0 down, we were obviously out of the tie, and we all know what happens at European games. You normally at the end of the game just get held in up to an hour, sometimes more. And it was starting to rain as well up there, and you just the thought about having to actually sit there after watching the team lose 3-0, but actually sit there and have the rain and all the wind and everything go on. You know, a lot of Chelsea started to move and leave at that point, and there was loads of Chelsea going down and down and down, and they were trying to stop people in it. And as it got to the bottom, it got a bit irate. They tried to stop people and tried to halt it all, and in the end they just started whacking out, and it was awful because it made it worse. It was pandemonium. I see people with things in their eyes. One of my mates had a great big lump on his head, and it was appalling, totally appalling. And I noticed that Spurs went through something similar when they went there. So, you know, it was an awful experience. Don't get me wrong, Barcelona, lovely city, lovely day. The ambience was beautiful, and the early part around the stadium was good, but the experience at night, poorly policed. poorly stewarded, and totally and utterly unsafe. Really, really unsafe. But the worst part of it is the fact that those stewards just did what they wanted. They just didn't care, you know. And now they can be found not guilty. It's just beyond me. So good on Chelsea for going with that. They must have hundreds and hundreds of statements and, you know, pictures and, like, you know, accounts of what happened that particular night, because it wasn't good, it wasn't pleasant. And I'm glad we've been cleared as supporters, because we've done fuck all wrong. But Barcelona, once again, UEFA's baby, get a fucking way with it. It's not on, boys. Okay, speak to you soon, guys. Just thought I'd put that video out.